So with that, I would like to move to the number 2 item on our agenda, which is the Pledge of Allegiance. And if I may have one commissioner or volunteer to do the Pledge of Allegiance for all of us. If you don't volunteer, I'm going to call on someone. I would like to invite Commissioner Vitsal Gandhi to get the Pledge of Allegiance.
Sure.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I pledge allegiance to the flag
To
of
the
the
United States
United
of
States of
America,
America,
America and to the republic
The
for
republic
which it
which
stands,
stands,
one nation
one
under
nation
God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
and
liberty and
liberty
justice
and
for
justice
all.
for all.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's move to number 3, which is the roll call. Now, I understand that I have to read everybody's name, and would you please just, say yes if you present. This is for the record. Yeah, I can see all of you, but this is really for the record. So I would like to call Commissioner Rosario,
Yes, present.
Commissioner Oscar Leon,
Yes, present.
Commissioner Vitsal Gandhi,
Yes, present.
Commissioner George Chang,
Yes, present.
Commissioner Ashit Katapulka,
Yes, present.
Commissioner Kavita Sridhar,
Present.
Commissioner Thelma Badillo,
present.
Is we don't see Commissioner Gilroy Casanova. There's a name Armando. Is he a new member? Sharon, who is Armando?
Police chief.
No, he's our police chief.
He's the
Oh,
one talking about the night out. Never night out.
oh, I apologize. So welcome so much. So welcome, Chief. I didn't recognize you. I didn't even see the picture. I'm so sorry. And I would like to acknowledge that Vice Mayor Bob Nunez is here.
Thank you.
And Ms. Sharon Gui is also here. There's Sarah Court and the member of the IT support team. Thank you so much. So look like we have everybody, and absentee is Commissioner Casanova. So we don't have to call for any sitting for alternate, right? Sharon?
Yeah.
Great.
Right,
So
that's
let's
correct.
move to, I'm sorry?
That's correct.
Thank you. So let's move to item number 5 on the agenda. Is there any commissioner, any one of you would like to add any item to the agenda for today's meeting? If there is no comment, no adding any new item, may I just add one item? And that is regarding our December meeting. I would like to have all of us to give comment on the December meeting, because every year we would have a short meeting, and then we will have potluck dinner. But then this year with COVID, with social distancing, with so many things go on in our life, we just need to think about our December meeting, whether or not we're going to have one, or if we have one, what it's going to be. So that would be the added item on the agenda, if you allow me to add that one to it.
Okay.
So,
Motion
yes,
to approve. Yeah, motion to approve the meeting of today's meeting, November 4, including the added items be approved.
Thank you so much, Jose.
I second it.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you so much. All right, so we can discuss that toward the end of the meeting. Thank you. So,
Chair,
yes?
sorry, can you do a roll call vote?
Oh,
For the record?
Yeah, yeah.
for
Oh,
approval of
okay.
the agenda? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, Commissioner, we must vote on this. So, may I just go to the list that I've seen on the screen? Commissioner Ashit, what do you think?
Yes,
What's your vote?
yes,
Thank you. Commissioner George Chang,
Yes.
Commissioner Kavita,
Yes.
Commissioner Thelma,
Yes.
Commissioner Jose,
Yes,
and Commissioner Oscar.
Yes, but you need to mention who are the city members and who are the alternates, because at this point we have more commissioners present than voting members.
I did ask Sharon, and she said we don't.
No, you asked, but that was not the question that it needs to be asked. So the commission consists of 7, I believe, and we have 8. So one commissioner is an alternate, and that's my understanding.
I thought that, we all can vote because, everybody is a member. There's no alternate today. Sharon, can you help us with that?
Yes, actually, you didn't have to seat the alternate today because I think everybody's present, right?
Right.
Right. So the alternate, because you didn't seat Commissioner Sweetheart, so she she's not voting.
That's correct.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
It's unanimous. Everybody
And-
voted yes.
I think,
Motion passes, right?
yeah, and Chair, I think
Yeah.
if you can, finish calling the names of the regular commissioners, that'll complete the vote.
Thank you very much. So the motion is adopted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Did you, I'm not sure, did you call everyone's name?
yes, I did.
Okay, do we get Commissioner Gandhi?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mhm. So now let's move to number 6 on the agenda, which is the approval of the meeting minute for October 7 last month. May I have a motion to adopt the meeting?
I just raised my hand, and my motion is to move to approve the meetings from the minutes of the October 7 meeting.
Thank you so much, Oscar.
And I second that.
Thank you very
That
much,
was Mr.
Jose.
Gandhi.
Thank you.
Vishal.
Hello, I'm sorry. Did you say something?
The second was Vishal Gandhi, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
second it.
yes.
Thank you, Vishal. So let's move to number 7.
I'm sorry, can you do a roll call vote for that too?
Every time we have to do a roll call. All right, thank you so
Yeah.
much. I'm very sorry. Okay, so now I need you to vote yes or no on item number 6, which is the approval of the meeting minute. Jose,
Yes.
thank you. Oscar,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Ashi,
Yes.
Thelma,
Yes.
Vitzel.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So we got everybody, Sharon.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
You also need to vote, Van. You didn't vote.
I vote yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't think she has to vote.
I don't have to vote really. But okay, so I did vote. Let's move to number 7, public forum. Again, I have to read what we have. And I think the IT team will put it up so you can see. Interest public member may provide comments to the commission on any subject not on the agenda via Zoom. The instruction we already gave you earlier. Commenter may state their name and address for the record and shall limit their remark to 3 minutes or less as determined by the chair at an agenda item. No response is required of the commission or city staff. However, the commission may request staff to agenda the item for a future meeting. So do we have any comment, any public comment received by call or email or anything, Sharon?
There's one public member who has raised hand to speak. I can call on his name.
Okay,
And are you allowed 3 minutes?
absolutely, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so speaker is Urvish Mehta. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Community Advisory Commission Chair, all the commissioners, and as well as council members. I wanted to mention about that the city of Milpitas is transitioning to a metro city. So, as a part of a community development, I wanted to suggest that the Community Advisory Commission consider to have the autonomous vehicle program, to consider for seniors within the community, and also allow more transition to provide for the seniors to have a better transportation system in terms of a self-sustained vehicle program. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you for your comment. We will record that. And do we need to answer, give comment or anything from any member of our commission? No. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. So anyone else, Sharon?
No, that is it.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you very much. Let's move to item number 8. Do we have any announcement? If there isn't any announcement, I would like to move to item number 9, which is the city liaison report. And the first one on the agenda is the Vice Mayor Bob Nunez. So welcome, and this is your time.
Thank you very much. And I don't really have one. I'm going to wait till the community safety event
Great.
on number 10.
Thank you very much. So at that point, you probably introduced the team of the school district, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Let's move to item 9B from city staff, report from city staff.
No reports this evening. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Sharon, very much. So let's move to number 10, business item. Again, I would like to invite Vice Mayor Bob Nunez to do the introduction.
Thank you very much. And like we talked last month, we wanted to bring back for a fuller discussion the issue with regard to either a national night out or some type of health program. It was really brought to us by Chris Norwood, a member of the Milpitas Unified School District, the vice president of the Milpitas Unified School District Board. And we said we would bring it back. We would also invite the police chief, who I'm glad is here tonight, to see if we wanted to do something in conjunction with the school district and call it either National Night Out or if not that, just join in. And so with that, I see that we have a number of persons from the school district. So I'll start with Superintendent Cheryl Jordan and let her introduce the team from the school district. And then I know we have the police chief here. So Cheryl, why don't we start with you?
All right. Good evening, Commission, and thank you for having us here tonight to talk about safety in Milpitas and how our school district and city can work together on a safety first initiative. I have with us our Vice President, Chris Norwood of our board.
Welcome.
I have our safety team. Ava Magena is my designee. She is our liaison with the Santa Clara County Public Health Department on COVID-related testing and also protocols when we have cases. I also have our communications specialist and also a member of our Safety First team, that is Scott Forstner. I have our association leaders with us tonight. I have Diana Orlando, the president of our Milpitas Teachers Association. Clarissa Isbell, she is the vice president of our Milpitas Teachers Association. I have Lori Armino, she is the president of our Milpitas Management Association. Nicole Klein, she is our president-elect of the Milpitas Management Association. And also, I would like to note for the record that our Classified School Employees Association President, Michelle Kessinger, and Vice President Suzette Bromagen, both would like to be here, but they have a conflict and are not able to join us.
Excellent. Welcome, everyone. We're so happy that you're here today.
So, Chief, do you have anyone with you?
So thank you for that, Vice Mayor. I'm still practicing with my cell phone on how to unmute myself. So no, you just have me tonight, so thank you.
Which is usually more than enough. So Chris, we started with you last month, and so why don't you describe sort of the vision of where the district wants to go, and we can sort of talk with the commission on if we see that as part of National Night Out, reviving that also with the police chief, or if the two go together hand in hand.
And thank you, Vice Mayor Nunez. I'd like to also have an opportunity to bring the school district team members up to speed on the previous conversation. As you know, in Milpitas Unified School District, we have been deeply concerned about the safety and the security of all of our staff, classified as well as teachers and management association. And the MOT and all the other departments have been working really, really hard on preparing the school sites for the eventual return to school at some point in the future. And as we began to talk about the education of the teachers and the staff, we realized that there are only a small subset of the total population or the citizenry or the people that are here during the daytime. And we realized that the city itself surrounds the school district. So one of the ideas that came is that this is usually right around election time where they have National Night Out. And I know a lot of messages get a chance to go out to the community from the city as well as the police through National Night Out. So I reached out to determine what was going on with National Night Out and if we would be able to share information about some of the safety things that were going on in the district. And then I was informed that National Night Out was not going to happen this year. And thus I began to follow up to determine how we could move forward with partnering with the city so that we can make sure that all the residents, which include our parents, know the seriousness of doing the best that they can to make sure that our city is safe. I believe we were at 714 cases per 100,000. And ideally, we would like to be as low as possible so that our community, the MUSD school district team and staff feels as safe as they can possibly be, knowing all the things that they are dealing with, how hard they are working, and the best way to surround and support the community at large. So that was kind of a precursor to, how can we share about the testing, about the safety protocols, and all of those things with not only our parents, but the residents, because we're all communicating and seeing each other on a consistent basis. So if the city has the message, if the city was able to match the effort that the school district is putting out in terms of this, I think we would have a safer community overall. So that's kind of a backdrop.
Thank you very much. And so, Chief, maybe just a little update. I'm just looking for you, Chief, on what we did with National Night Out.
So good evening, Vice Mayor, Chair, and the Commission. So again, I'm Armando Corpus, currently serving as your police chief. So as a result of the pandemic, we canceled National Night Out this year. Really, the priority has been the safety of our community, the safety of our staff, and the continuity of our operations. We have done much to mitigate any potential virus spread within the police department to ensure that we can, again, ensure the safety of our staff, by extension, the safety of their families, and again, the continuity of operations so we can provide service to the community. So the decision to cancel National Night Out was really around that focus of safety. So, beyond that, we still are trying to engage with our community members. And I would believe that the school district, Superintendent Jordan is aware that we're doing virtual readings with the schools now. We've been doing with kindergartners. We're also doing them we have done with private schools. But we have reduced the number of in-person community engagements events because of the concern, again, for spread. So that said, the police department is always looking for ways to support the safety of our community and support the community at large. And that doesn't have to revolve around crime. That can revolve around the quality of life issues that we have in the community, or continuing to develop positive working relationships between the police department staff or city staff at large, and again, our community members, in this case, the school district. So I know that's a very broad statement, but we're open to partnering with any facet of the community to support safety efforts and partnerships. And I hope that was answering your question there.
I think it was. And so, Cheryl, CAC, which is this commission, has been the one that has assisted with a National Night Out in the past. So you have the commission and the police department here to listen to what you're looking towards this year. And if possible, we'd like to be involved, and we're willing to take that forward to the council. And the council has said they're interested in being part of this. We're just not sure what you have in mind. So if you could sort of give us an idea to see if we can, how we can be part of that.
Yes, thank you very much, Vice Mayor. As Vice President Norwood stated, the MUSD is not a bubble, and what happens around us impacts what happens in our classrooms and also impacts our ability to bring our students and our teachers and classified staff members and principals on campus for in-person support and instruction. And so looking at it as a Milpitas City School Safety First campaign, taking the concept of the National Night Out, because National Night Out is about getting to know your neighbors, caring for the people in your neighborhood so that you can create environments where the neighborhoods are safe. If we extrapolate that and look at it as how do we get to know the people around us in a way that they care for one another, and the way they demonstrate that care is, as we've said, wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your social distancing. And it's more than that, it's also ensuring that people aren't taking chances of having more than the recommended households by the public health department for gatherings. It's heeding to the other recommendations, such as having yourself in quarantine if you've been around somebody who may have had COVID or is currently with COVID. It's also taking advantage of those opportunities in our city for free testing. On Monday, I just got tested at the sports center, and it was free and open. And any of our residents here in Milpitas could have taken advantage of that as well. And what that does is it allows ourselves to keep one another safe. It also allows the public health department to identify people who might be potential spreaders, so they can contact them and have them quarantine. So it's really about building that sense of care for each other through something familiar like National Night Out. And because we're limited by the public health department, we would have to do it as a virtual. So it could potentially be several different National Night Out hosted by members of the community in conjunction with city and school staff virtually to represent the neighborhoods that in the physical gatherings that we used to have, but do make them virtual. It could also be one large town hall, as we've done similarly with the city staff before for our safety table talks and also for our communication talks. So there are a number of different ways that we could go about gathering our resources and going forward and expanding our campaign.
And I thank you, Cheryl. And I'd also like to take this time to recognize all of the school board or the school staff, and if they have any additional comments or ideas that they want to bring to this discussion, now that they have the spirit of what we'd like to see happen, we would appreciate that very much as well.
And Vice Mayor, if I can offer a suggestion here, as I'm hearing some of the intent behind the outreach and against safety. And so just so the commission understands, the police department has a very good working relationship with the school district, and the superintendent and I actually speak often. And so I have the utmost respect for her, our school staff. I think they're doing a wonderful job. So anything we can do to help partner to protect our community, we're gonna commit to that. You know, again, I don't know what resources we're gonna have specific to that effort, but to that point, I just want to remind folks here that we are, and I will say this, we have not had any positive COVID results in the police department, and I think that's a result of of our ongoing efforts. But I do want to point out that we are not the experts as far as COVID is concerned on the public health aspect of it. I think we have the ability to work in that environment safely because we have a good understanding of it. But one of the resources I think we really should consider for this safety effort might be the public health department or other medical experts. Again, us aligning ourselves with them. But I'm not looking to, well, I am looking to continue the partnership and supporting what the school district is looking for. But I don't know that we can meet the criteria of what really needs to be focused on in the COVID environment, because we're still learning some of those things as each week passes as well.
Okay. Madam Chair, as I recall, at one point CAC talked about trying to host a virtual national night out. I don't remember where that conversation went, or if we fully vetted all the issues surrounding that. So does anyone recall what happened with that?
Well, right, Mayor, we within our commission, we did have a short discussion on the National Night Out, but because of our close working relationship with the police department in our city, so we always honor the decision from the police department. So we understand the concern and the careful thought around the decision to not have the National Night Out this year. So within our commission, we also have a subcommittee member on the National Night Out. So I would like to use this time for other members within our subcommittee to share their thought about this subject. With that,
Okay.
let me mention Commissioner Gandhi, Commissioner Sridhar are now in the commission, but I saw Commissioner Oscar raise his hand. So yeah, go ahead, Oscar.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the fact that we can work together with the school district and the police department. Thank you, Captain Corpus. This is a great opportunity. I know that things are a little bit different compared to town halls or National Night Out in the past, because now we have to do virtual. My suggestion is to try to have kind of a presentation and Q&A virtual Zoom session by National Night Out host members that represents several areas in the district, or we can look at something similar within each elementary school attendance area, so we can limit it to that specific area. We can probably look at having a presentation that can be taped and recorded that includes safety resources, tips, information, and maybe school requirements that we all need to understand and follow. That might include also maybe chief officer, something that from the police department requirement or any comments or information that you might want to present it. That can probably be part of that. And if we have then a member of the school district or the attendance school area plus a member from the police department, we can have that Q&A session, virtual session. That's a suggestion. And this is a great opportunity to really work together, continue working together of what we had started a time ago with the police department as well with the school district. Thank you.
Any comment from other commissioner? Gandhi?
So this is
So-
Commissioner Gandhi. What I was gonna say is, I think it's a good initiative. We should do it. We used to have Commissioner Syed, who was used to be our liaison with the police department earlier for the national night out. Since so that was used to be a very good partnership with his support. And I think we also have done another program with a school district in the past, a couple of years back. So that was also a good partnership we had. So if we are gonna be aligning with 3 groups or 3, I think that's a good idea. And it will definitely help, I think, the community along with the what message that we want to share. So.
Any
So
other?
Commissioner Leon, I'm sorry, Chair Trong, if I could respond to Commissioner Leon's earlier comments.
Yes.
So I do want to offer that although we did cancel National Night Out this year, we evaluated the opportunity to do a virtual National Night Out, and we were just limited on staff time. So instead of committing staff and working with this commission on a virtual event, what we did was outreach to people that hosted National Night Out last year and our neighborhood watch captains to see if anyone was willing to host their own events, and we would support those. And so we had really no response in others trying to organize their own events within their own neighborhoods or their own groups. And so, I wanted to inform you that we did look at virtual events earlier this year. They just didn't come to fruition because there were others that couldn't lead it. And again, we didn't have the staff time to commit to it.
Thank you for sharing with us on that issue. Personally, I support the idea. I think this is really wonderful because at Commissioner Gandhi was sharing earlier with you, in the past we have worked with the commission, have worked with the school board with Superintendent Jordan on education. So yeah, we we live in such a small city, and all of us try to do good work to support our community member. And I think more than ever, this is a right time, and I think it's the right project to partner not only with the police like we always do, the school like we have, and now we have member of the city. I really am happy to have this project present to us today, and we would like to hear more detail as to what would be the first step. I'm happy to see that Ms. Magana is here. She from the County Public Health Department. I understand that the Public Health Department have worked very hard and have worked all over our county on COVID issue. So I don't know if this would be a good time for Ms. Magana to say something about how you could help the safety project during COVID time.
Chairwoman.
Yes.
So let me just clarify. All of the superintendents in the Santa Clara County were asked to designate somebody who would be the liaison between the public health department and the school district. And that person is Ava Magana. She's one of our administrators for our adult school, and she has taken on the task of being our liaison with the public health department. And she has had a lot of training in the last couple of weeks, and she has a lot of good ideas. So thank you for inviting her to share her thoughts. Aven?
Thank you. So of course there is a lot of detail that has to be put together to plan such an event, but one of the things that when all of you were talking about some of the ideas that you had and our objective of bringing the community together, the school districts, the police department, the entire city together was really, I was really inspired myself by videos that were put out on how other people in the community were keeping safe. And so I immediately thought of that would probably be a good idea to infuse into the project, to perhaps ask families in the community to submit videos on different ways that they're keeping safe and their families safe within the community. It could be fun, kids would be involved. And I did see some really inspiring ideas during Halloween on how to social distance with PVC pipe and sticking candy on hay bales and other ideas. So part of that, if we were able to show what people are doing, I really believe that it'll help bring us all together to be able to promote safety all the time, before school, work, during school work, and after in the community. So that was one idea I had to share with the group.
So that would be interesting idea. Yeah.
Chair, I would have a question for Vice Mayor.
Okay.
To me, I see two different possibilities. One is just having a video is not an interactive exchange of comments and opinion. That's a great thing, and we should include that. But in order for us to have like a Zoom meeting or any kind of interaction, the only concern that exists is about the safety protocols from the internet and how we can avoid hackers, et cetera, when we have meetings. I don't know if it's through the city or through the school district, a way of controlling that and limiting to people how they can pre-submit their emails or register. I don't know exactly how that can be, but when I thought about hosting my own national night out in my neighborhood virtually, the concern, that the reason why I stopped moving forward with that is I had to offer my personal email and all that and connect with my neighbors that I might only know some of them. So I didn't have the expertise or how controlling the internet safety issues of how to handle that, how we can open it in such a way that is somehow a control system. So I don't have the answer. I think the idea is great to have, as Ms. Magaña mentioning, having probably a presentation to provide things. Our police department offering some suggestions, ideas with a limited group, instead of making a huge town hall, but maybe by a school or by attendance area, and then having a Q&A. But how can that be done with the safety protocols and the hackers and all the issues with internet? I have no clue how we can do that.
So if I may, so first you should know, my wife is, what did you call them, Chief? That when you checked with persons? I don't know if she was a safety captain or she's one of them that told you no.
Neighborhood captain.
Neighborhood captain.
She was neighborhood captain or former host from last year. Yeah,
that's right. And I think she felt overwhelmed when he said, "Are you willing to take this on?" And but as I listen now, Chris and Cheryl, to me, with schools getting ready to open up and start allowing more students to come onto campus, with us changing colors and now persons being allowed to go into restaurants and into other places, this seems a good time to do the kinds of things you're all talking about. So Sharon, I can just barely see you. There you go. I'm thinking that it doesn't have to be either agency carrying the full load. I'm really thinking that there's parts of this that we can both contribute to. Right now, I do know that the League of Cities has put together a program if you're going to do a national night out virtually. So we can go look at that. I think number two, if I'm not mistaken, I think CSBA has something they have sent out for schools that are beginning to open up now that they are using or suggesting school districts use. And here, I think that the city and the school district, the larger agencies can do parts of it. But I'm thinking that the Public Safety Commission and this commission can be the ones that help structure that for the city. And then whoever, Cheryl, you think it makes sense for the school district. But if those, if we can have those conversations, come back and then just put it all together, I think it's not going to be as daunting as it sounds. And at the same time, it can be maybe tailored so that the persons watching can get something for their children that are going back to school and back into the classroom, or if they're going to go out to a restaurant or a movie theater, or if they're going to, all those things that right now are they're going to be facing in the next weeks and months. And as I'm listening to you, Oscar, when you say, I want to know what I should be doing to stay safe. And I don't think it has to be, at least for me, I don't think it has to be, 3 or 4 hours. I think something shorter than that makes sense. And it's those messages. And I'm going back to what you first said, Chris. It's really about health and keeping one safe. And I think if we do that in 3 or 4 segments, and at the very end, I have to tell you, I was part of the CBO meeting, Cheryl, you put together, that you actually broke persons out and brought them back in. However you did that.
Virtual meeting.
Yeah, I thought that was exceptional. I think you could do that again. However, we can do that so that maybe it's by community, maybe it's by the elementary schools that go into a particular middle school, or however you want to structure that. But I just think that that technical part is doable. And as I look at it, I think I've seen you at the district do that already. So that assistance, I think, is already there. It's the content, and I think with CSBA and with League of Cities, they're going to have 80% of it, and that 20% is what's particular to Milpitas. And I think we can do that through, at least on the city side, through 2 of our commissions, and the rest is what you think, you and Chris think, that needs to be done. Like if I would look to the Teachers Association for those things that are particular to the classroom, and things of that sort. So which hopefully would mean that it wouldn't take very long to pull something together. And maybe this first attempt wouldn't be 100% what we want, but it for parents and for those persons that are childcare providers, it's better than having no idea at all what to be looking for or how to be protecting those in their charge. But I think it's a worthwhile idea that I'm glad Chris brought to us, and that allows us then to go back to the council and say, if there's more dollars we need to find to cover that, or how we're going to participate, we're able to do that then. So that's at least what I got out of today's discussion.
So what I'd like to add to that is that a couple things. One, yes, the technical details can be worked out through training. The idea that there is a citywide network of residents, some are parents and some are not parents, who have done National Night Out. So they've hosted events as the satellites around the schools that may be able to, in partnership possibly with PTA or more parent-based groups, to be the drivers around the energy. Our teachers, management, they're pulling double time, triple time in terms of this distance learning, MUSD everywhere. And coming to this commission for me was about, and bringing this audience was about them being able to provide input to what they see, how they can be surrounded and supported by the city, by the residents, and by parents, so that they feel safe. Because there's a lot going on in all of their lives. We use the word teacher so freely, but a lot of times we forget, or people forget, that teachers are parents, their siblings, their husbands, their wives. There are a lot of things. And when we were in person and it was safe, it was easy for them to wear the teacher title first, and then everything else for everyone else was put on the back burner, and they were able to manage that, but not under COVID. So the opportunity for the city, we hear the city sing the praises of the district often. We hear about the appreciation of the work and how we transitioned into MUSD Educate Everywhere and created these norms for parents right away, so that we're not dealing with some of the things that other communities are dealing with in terms of how they're feeling and the anxiety, because we've tried to partner every step of the way. We realize at this phase, we do need a partner. We need visibility. We need support and organization of these messaging. And the goal is not for this to end up on the burden or the backs of our teachers in any way where they have a significant responsibility outside of what we're taking care of right now. Could they pass the information through? The superintendent and the management associations, and the associations will work that through. But I do see this as an opportunity for the city, just like when we did the operation task force for COVID with Bob and city manager and other folks, and we got together every 2 weeks or so, and we compared notes, and we were able to keep residents informed through multiple mediums, Facebook, Nextdoor, so they had a sense of what was going on both sides, including nutrition and those types of things. Bob, thank you for bringing it to this commission, because you guys are the holders of these community type opportunities that will allow what the education system to do primarily what it's designed to do, and that's focusing on educating kids. And I would love, and I'm not quite sure anyone is willing to, but I would love to hear something from one of the members of the school district that we brought besides Cheryl or myself in terms of this conversation. That would be helpful.
I just wanted to add, I think this may come with the planning. I'm Lori Armino, the principal at Senate and part of our management association. I think that a lot of us spend a lot of time on the computer, adults and everyone nowadays. So I just want to make sure that whatever we plan, that, videos are great and presentations are great, but it really does have to be interactive. It has to be small group. It has to be the National Night Out was about getting together and having that social piece that everyone is missing so much. And while we can't have that, we need whatever we plan to be engaging, to plan the breakout rooms where you have people who can actually connect with each other, and then talk about the safety in those things, because we talk about safety all the time. And as I'm out in the community and even bringing members on to our site, people are becoming more and more comfortable and forgetting about how important the safety is, right? The more we are sheltered in place and having to wear masks and all of these, the more you see people with it, down or getting closer to each other than we used to be, because it's been around now for so many months. So we have to do it in a way that again shows them how important it is, but isn't just another thing telling them because they've heard it over and over. So it's important to make it interactive and then make the connection between that and being able to open up restaurants more or come onto campus or have, you know, the more social things that they're missing.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes,
I
please.
wanted to know, this is of either Superintendent Jordan or Vice President Norwood. When you say, is this going to be, I'm just thinking about the logistics of it. If it's a virtual event, will it be something that we will reach out to families at individual schools and then they log on to a virtual event? Or is it that each one of us in our respective neighborhoods would propagate the message about the meeting and have them log on to a town hall? I mean, this is my first time at a national night out, so, and it's virtual. So I'm trying to figure out how the logistics would work for it. What were you envisioning?
Yes, both.
Yes. Because again, there are residents, because there are residents in communities that aren't parents.
Right.
And then, and if a parent inspires a resident to be safer, or if a resident inspires a parent, or a child inspires them both through a video or a contest or whatever that might be, again, this is where we are in this, and that's why, you know, we try to bring this group of people together who have led a number of different things for them to kind of provide input in some sort of not necessarily direction, but food for thought in the room so that we can determine the direction to move forward. So I thank you for your question, Kavita.
Thank you for that. So would it make sense to have then just one event, or are you looking at multiple? I mean, do you think we should do a series? Like we say National Night Out Week and then do about 3 or 4 events. Maybe that would, I don't know, that's just.
Well, I can jump in and say, you know, if we looked at the city by regions, and if the regions are based on the school areas and you have national night representatives in those areas, and we talk about if someone from the National Night Out Network is going to host that in their area and it's going to be a virtual, you know, we've got to be realistic on a couple things. Should that all be coordinated on one night? Possibly. Or should it be sequential in terms around the city based on availability of those individuals, and we know that it's happening? Because if it's an all-in-one shot, then the debrief is going to be different than if we do one debrief, then the next group that does it, they get a little bit better at it because they got the information from the previous one, and it kind of goes around and it builds up some things in terms of the city. I'm open for it all. Whatever, again, when we have this positive group think, we can figure out those details of what we're going to try, because we're all in uncharted territory.
Thank you.
Chair, I just want to let you know there's one public comment.
So we just welcome them, right? I mean, this is not the time for public forum, but if people want to join the conversation, I think we should welcome. What? Sharon, yes.
Okay, Arish Mehta?
Thank you very much, all City Council members, and as well as MUSD staff, and as well as Chair. I just wanted to mention here that other cities like City of Mountain View, City of Palo Alto, they have been continuing with a lot many different programs along with the National Night Out. Though there has been a concerns with the pandemic. Even after having the pandemic, the programs that has been supported by the city of Palo Alto and City of Mountain View, they have been conducting the other programs like a neighborhood block program, which is allowing to connect neighbors to neighbors, and as well as establish establish a connectivity between the neighbors, between the communities, so that they can be aligned with the cities on a day-to-day community development events, and also a participation from a perspective of a virtual running a virtual event. It has been increasing the productivity, efficiency in both ways as well, and that is also one way to keep the community engaging with the ongoing things. And also the FAMA programs, they have been supporting a lot of distance learning, as a part of a community development, for such preparation as well. Thank you very much again, Chair, for allowing to speak and the opportunity to speak. I request to kindly consider to support the programs, over the virtual platforms, please.
Thank you so much for your comment. I am looking at the watch. Is
I knew you were. If I may, Madam Chair. So I think what you've heard, Cheryl and Chris, that we, and all of you from the district, the city does want to be a partner and assist. We're looking at how to do that. I know we have a National Night Out subcommittee to this commission that would want to be part of that. I do believe that the Public Safety Commission should also be part of that. And I'm using that title only because it's one that we've used before, but we've never done a virtual National Night Out, so we're really creating something new. And if Chris were on there you are. See, I still have to be able to see the person I'm talking to. I think we're going to be able to create something new. So what we've done in the past, but we should have that for history's sake, not so much that we have to try to recreate that. I think that those two committees, or those two committees and commissions from the city's point of view, can be helpful in looking at adding value. We can go back to the council and say that they're working with the school district. And if there's dollars that need to be added, or more commissioners or more commissions, or what type of staff we need, we should be able to do that. I think at the end of the day, what we're talking about is making sure that community members are safe, and that's those that live here, those that work here. And we want to be true partners in that, not just somebody that observes that's taking place. So do you actually have a committee that's working on this, Chris and Cheryl, or is it the group that's here in front of us?
Our MUSD Safety First campaign is Avon Scott, our Director of HR, Damon James, and our Supervisor of Grounds and Maintenance, and that's Milan Quesada. So just the four of them. And I heard when you talked about these committees, the Public Safety Commission and the National Night Out Commission, those two committees sound like they may have people who could lend a great deal of logistical support.
That's what I feel and believe, but I'm going to go ask them because I don't want to overcommit. As the chief said, he did go out and ask those that hosted them before. So I do want to take an opportunity to talk to him offline. So whatever's right behind those glasses, he can tell me right away. But I will do that probably tomorrow morning. And then I do believe that the council as a whole wanted to make sure we were involved. We think it's a good idea. So we just need to know who can be of most help in putting this together, because it's really going to help the whole community. And so we do want to be able to replicate it also. And if this is what we have to do for the next 2 or 3 years, we want to get started now and not just watch it as it's developing without our input or support. So
Yep.
I'll get back to you tomorrow. And I see the finger from the chief. Yes, chief.
I do, and I'm not waving hi. I do have a comment. So I wanted to add a couple of comments and provide a suggestion. So first, for the vice mayor, focusing on some efforts with the Public Safety Commission, I think is a fantastic idea. As a matter of fact, Mr. Mehta provided a example where the city of Mountain View is still working towards connecting some neighbors. If I remember correctly, the Public Safety Commission was actually working on that last year, was part of the work plan. I don't know if they were ever able to complete that. So, but that commission would be able to inform this body on where they were at with that effort. In respect to the services that we are talking about delivering, I would suggest, if an opportunity arises, to survey community members, our stakeholders, as to what services actually are they looking for. I mean, I think there's some fantastic discussion here, but there might be something we're not considering in this body, and our community may want something different. So I think it would be important to hear what they have to say. And I'm going to finish with, I'm extending an open invitation to any commissioner in this meeting, any member of the school district, the staff. I have a great working relationship with Diana as well. If you want to talk to me, you want to call, you want to have a meeting, I welcome it. We can schedule it. And the reason I offer that is, I'm hearing issues of safety and concern as, our community members are getting back to working in the COVID environment. And I just want to offer that your police department has had to deal with those same dynamics. And it wasn't easy. We had police officers, staff, dispatchers, records clerks that were really concerned about working in that environment. And so we are far better today than we were in March. And our staff is left with quite a bit of confidence working in this current environment, although we still have concerns, but providing the right education, resources, support has left our staff in a better position in their work environment. So if I am able to help or share with anybody in this meeting, I welcome the phone calls.
How do we reach you, Chief?
So if you call the business line at 408-586-2400, you just ask for my office, my assistant. She rules my calendar, and so she will make sure that a meeting is scheduled.
Great.
And with that, Madam Chair, I think we have finished this item. I will get back to you, Cheryl, tomorrow. And I apologize for going over the time.
Sure. No, I just had one question for everyone. So what is the timeline that we are looking at this? Because in another 2 weeks, we are going to break for the Thanksgiving, and then the break for the Christmas would start, and then the new enrollments would start in January, right? So what is the timeline that we are looking at it for this event?
This project, yeah.
Did you have a timeline in mind, Cheryl? Or at least a target you were looking at?
I would like to see something happen in the next month.
Okay.
Or sooner.
Well,
thank you for adding that.
And we can just to honor the time, we can talk about what that something looks like. So for example, that could be a post about, say, the date. That could be the committee is formed that determines a date, but it doesn't mean that there's an event in that amount of time, because we know we're talking about a citywide event. I wasn't talking to you, Siri.
Thank you.
And
I hand it back to you.
Before we leave, just as Kavita mentioned it, a couple of things that will be important, probably, is my opinion. One is interactive, and the second is maybe based on a school area, a school attendance area or something, so we can focus on, as chief police mentioned it, maybe national night out host within that elementary school attendance area or something, that we can work something around that.
Can I nominate Oscar to be on the committee? Can I do that? No, maybe.
You can do anything you like, and then I'll let you know if we do it.
Nice to see you, Chris, again. I will be more than happy to be around.
Okay,
Awesome.
so because of the interest of time, and I just want to ask all the commissioner if we can spend a little more time, to discuss our last item on the agenda, and also, hear the idea and thought from the subcommittee itself. So because the Brown Act, some member, maybe few member of our subcommittee on the National Night Out should meet, whether it's through Zoom or through phone call, to discuss more about the issue among ourselves, so that we have a concrete idea or suggestion to work with the school and work with the police department. So I'm asking you if we can make a motion on that, so that we can, publicly discuss about this without violate the Brown Act. And this is among the commissioner. So Sharon, can we, our subcommittee right now, there are 4 people. So should we all meet, or we need to meet only 3?
You could all meet, because one is an alternate.
Okay. So then we will meet at some point before, because Superintendent Jordan was talking about next month. Next month is, I don't know, next month, does it mean December or January? Because we, because I want us to be very realistic with the timing. Personally, each one of us still concerned about how we're gonna spend Thanksgiving within our own family, and how we're gonna spend Christmas within our own family, and maybe some relative. Are we talking about everybody before we meet? We're gonna have to have a negative COVID test, or we have to quarantine 1 week or 14 days. So realistically, because the pandemic, the virus is so deadly. So it's really hard for each of us to talk about this. Even though we're on the right topic, we're on the right thinking, I know that each parent out there so worried about having the kid going back to school. Every teacher also concerned, because they gotta go home to their husband, the wife, the kid. I mean, it affects all of us, whether you have children or no, or your children is a teenager or a little kid in elementary school. So I want us to think very deeply about this. I think the project really awesome. The idea is the right idea, but let's put some really concrete idea on this. And as CAC member, we support you, we work with you, and we think this is the right idea. But do come back with very concrete plan, very realistic, how we can support one another to make it work for our community at large. Right? I mean,
yes, we can discuss that within the rest of our meeting, and thank you for all the participants. My suggestion is that we need to listen to the needs of the school district, that in this case, this is something, a sense of urgency with all the things that are happening, and they need to probably, they might be thinking about in a short time to have this kind of virtual that will not create any conflict with safety distance or anything like that, because they're going to be virtual. It's just a matter of have subcommittee meetings, virtual subcommittee meetings to put together everything, and then have a meeting within, I don't know, a week or so to all the subcommittees to report of what is the next step, and to probably look at a calendar in which we can address the needs of the school district as well as the city in general.
Awesome. Hey, I gotta go, Oscar. My email's in the chat.
Okay.
So hit me. All right.
You got my number too.
All right. Awesome.
It's the
Thank
same.
you.
I haven't changed it.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Chair
So
Van.
great.
Thank you,
Thank you
Bob.
so much. Thank you,
You're
everyone,
welcome.
for joining
Okay.
us today. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you next time. Thank you so much. Have a great holiday.
So
Well,
should we get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
No, please. Commissioner,
Yeah, we still have an item.
we still have
to
one
cover.
important item to discuss. I'm sorry, it's going to
Okay.
be a late night for all of us.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
Chief, you can stay with us if you like, but we're so glad to meet you today and looking forward to our work plan together. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Have a good night.
You. All right, so here is our time. Think about December. It's just around the corner. So what do you think? Are we gonna have the December meeting? Yes, no, potluck? Yes, no?
I think that before we do that and before we move into adjourn with all that, I think we need to listen to what we just had and trying to put a timeline or something concrete of what we just heard.
Right.
We cannot just adjourn or discuss our calendar without addressing what is on the table.
Oscar,
My recommendation, my suggestion, I want to ask the subcommittee to meet and maybe to have an emergency meeting within, or you can report to Vice Mayor, and the Vice Mayor will put together all the different policy placeholders or people involved with a couple of commissions as well as the school district. But we need to probably make a decision right now what to do so we can report it to the city of what is the next step.
Oscar, I really appreciate it when I say we need to talk about December meeting. If we decide to have the December meeting, then this topic can be part of our meeting in December.
although I think he's talking about, Madam Chair, the
emergency. Yeah.
Well, the fact that the school district had a timeline, they wanted to see if it can be done sooner.
Right.
So then waiting for the December meeting would push it out to even decide as to how it's going to go. So I think Oscar is asking about if the subcommittee can meet in the next week or so, and then, or is it the vice mayor who'll put together the group that'll work on it? I think that's what you were alluding to, Oscar. Is that right?
That's correct. We cannot wait until December. I think that hopefully the subcommittee can get together and report to either to us or to the vice mayor about what are the next steps, and he can get the report from the subcommittee as well as the safety commission, and then he can work together with the school district and the police department to have a rough plan, and to have a general Zoom meeting with all the stakeholders that will determine the date and how it's going to happen.
So if I may add to that, right, I think the way we have done in the past, we can just have a subcommittee meet out between now and next over the next couple of weeks or few weeks, because it will be again multiple meetings, right? It's not just going to happen one meeting or two meetings, right? From our experience in the past, hosting the town hall or doing the project with the MUSD on that educational showcase, right? And then based on that, we can bring all our findings or all our suggestions or the plan in the first week of December, which would when we would have our December meeting. And that way we would be basically still again in the beginning of the December, and then we would be able to share what plan that we could come up with based on our outreach with Vice Mayor Bob Nunes or MUSD and things like that.
Commissioner Bichel, if we look at that timeline, then we're thinking about the meeting for the end of January. And I think listening to what the school district concern and the concern of the community in general, we should target a meeting by sometime in December. In order for that to happen, the subcommittee needs to meet. And I know that the subcommittee of 3 or 4 members with a physical distance of 6 feet can meet personally somewhere and present to Vice Mayor the ideas that can then go, he can take it to the other committees. To me, we need to act fast. That's my personal opinion.
I second that. So does it have to be a personal meeting? Can we do a virtual meeting about that? Anybody?
It's up
So
to
I
all
know-
of you.
Yeah, I think we should be able to do the virtual meetings, right, Sharon? I know Robert is not here today, but that should be doable, right?
Yes, yeah. The meeting format would be up to you.
Okay. I think Commissioner Kathapurkar was saying something.
Yeah, I have a suggestion here is based on what I just heard from MUSD and the police chief here. Looks like it's a joint activity that we need to do with all 3 different groups here coming together. Given that they have suggested a timeline for December, we should start with the notion that we are planning to do something by mid-December. If we go beyond 15th of December, then you start to hit the holiday season and you'll start to lose people.
Yeah.
So when the subcommittee meets, I suggest to have a mid-December timeline in mind and just put together what activities or what items you would need from us as a CAC committee, as well as from MUSD and from the police chief. And possibly from the IT department as well, from the city, because there's a lot of support that we're going to need from the IT here.
And the Public Safety Commission.
And the public safety, and present that to involve maybe or request to have someone from MUSD as a liaison into that meeting for you that you do, and present that proposal as to these are the things that we need to do. And if those cannot be done by 15th of December, then essentially the timeline needs to be moved to January.
Yeah.
So work with that notion of mid-December is what this event is what we are going to do. Start with that and work backwards. And if we can't fit in those timelines, then present the alternative proposal.
So if we have to meet, let's just say hypothetically, right? If we have to meet, if we are saying that we need to get something done by 15th, which kind of makes sense. For this would be a question for Vice Mayor Bob Nunes, that by when we should notify, like share the thoughts with you so that you can go back, take it back to the council and get the approval to get it done, because there'll be a process involved as well, right, with that.
So,
Right, and it's it would be by December 1st.
Okay.
Prior to December 1st.
So Sharon, is there a possible to have extra meeting between now and our December meeting?
Vixen,
The subcommittee can meet anytime. You can meet tomorrow if you
Yeah,
want.
you don't-
Subcommittee.
you
No,
don't
no,
need
no.
a
I'm saying that you, the subcommittee can meet, but you guys, Commissioner Oscar, you mentioned that you bring back to the CAC, right? All the proposals. So I'm saying for that.
No, it's
Oh,
No, I think the subcommittee needs to meet. I personally give you full, I trust all of you. So whatever you can work and make it happen, as Mr. Katapurkar mentioned it, try to have a timeline to work backward design from December 15 all the way what needs to be done. And in order for all the parts to have everything ready, I would say right after around Thanksgiving will be the latest, to give enough time to make it happen, because that needs to be announced at least a week or 10 days before to the community in order for the community to join. So looking backwards, I think whatever recommendation on that committee should be done as soon as possible.
I would
And
like to.
so just to let you guys know too, we'll double check with the city clerk on exactly how many subcommittee members can meet and any kind of posting requirements and things like that. So I will let you guys know that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Commissioner Sweetheart.
I was gonna suggest, purely because we're working on a very tight timeline, and we have to turn this around with the holidays in the mix. We have the Thanksgiving break, and then what I was going to suggest was, if it were possible, if Vice Mayor Bob Nunez is going to coordinate the effort, maybe the subcommittee, the liaison from the district, and somebody from the police chief's office and the safety commission, everybody meet together. First of all, to figure out what are the priorities that need to be addressed, and then move forward with the ideas. Does that make sense? Rather than just a subcommittee meeting without knowing what the school district has in mind exactly for us to be working on.
Kavita, that is the idea, right? Because we need to hear from the vice mayor. We need to hear from the school,
right?
And the police. We need to work in concert here. But then each unit have to be able to come up with a concrete work plan. So say if Bob come back and say, hey, this is what we have, and this is what we need within this time frame, that is a lot easy for us. So what I'm saying though, right now our subcommittee, it me, you, Kavita, and Victor, because I haven't seen Commissioner Gilroy. I haven't seen him at all. So that rests in three of us. Three of us can meet anytime, I agree. But we can talk about our own idea about what safety look like, for the school, for kid, or for whatever. But in order to help us to be focused and have the right direction, we really need to know what the school board, I mean, what the MUSD really want from us, and how we can join in together. I hear that the vice mayor were talking about if it's involved the cost, or if it involved the staff in the city or whatever, then we can help provide that to make it happen. But right now, to be honest with you, I mean, we have very limited time. If all of us have nothing to do and we focus on this, we still don't have enough time to come up with something really realistic, really effective, and working well in reality, without knowing other partner what they already done. The video we heard, I like the idea about video. We know that the technical is easy, all of that. We need to see what part of it we can contribute, or we just have to be, the promotion partner when everything is done. So I need to know a lot of that, but to iron out the detail, the three of us can meet. Sharon said she still need to check with the city clerk, and then we can do whatever, and then we can bring up all of our summary, our idea, our concrete idea to the CAC in December meeting, right? So it looked like we have two things to discuss right now. Number one, if we want to work on this safety project with the MUSD, we have to meet right away, right? And then if we have December meeting, we will bring all the summary of what we discussed within the subcommittee to the CAC. And then we meet with the school and the rest of the partner. That to my understanding.
Go ahead, Kavita.
No, go ahead, Oscar. I think it was, sorry, my understanding is slightly different. I think that it was a subcommittee that was supposed to work in tandem with the district as well as whoever else is a stakeholder on this, and come up with a plan prior to going to the next month's CAC meeting so that this can happen in December, right? The idea is to shoot for mid-December, right? For the National Night Out. Commissioner Vishal, Commissioner Oscar.
Yes, again, let me insist. My proposal, my motion is for the CAC to approve and participate in this conjunction effort of a national night out with the city and the school district regarding safety and under the current circumstances of the pandemic. My motion includes for the subcommittee to meet and report to the vice mayor for a planning meeting with all the stakeholders, and for the commission to provide authority to the subcommittee to make decisions that can expedite this process, and look forward to have this town hall national night out, or whatever we wanted to call it, virtual interactive meeting by mid-December if possible.
Is that a motion, John?
Yes.
And I second it.
Has it got to be a roll call vote?
Okay, so Sharon, so do we have to call for vote on this motion because we have the motion, we have the second?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So let's vote on this motion. The motion is for the subcommittee. Oscar, you want to repeat your motion again?
My motion is for the CAC to authorize the subcommittee to put together a plan that can be presented to the city via the vice mayor for hosting these national night out / town hall virtual meeting, aiming for mid-December. And this could be part of our work plan, and to give full authorization to the subcommittee to present that to the city via the vice mayor.
I second the motion.
And Chair, before you move on to the vote, there is one public comment for this item.
Oh, okay. So yes, let welcome the comment.
Erlich Mehta, if you want to unmute.
Sure. Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much, council members and all the commissioners again. I think, I wanted to reiterate the comment of Commissioner Oscar Leon about the timeline, the essence of a timeline. Certainly, if this is something required to be done, then it requires to be referred to the subcommittee, and then have the opinion be formed, and then the coordination efforts be done with the MUSD as well as the Milpitas Police Department and the commission, where the commission would be able to help provide the necessary resources, and as well as the staffing and the needs for the event to be successful. So thank you very much, Madam Chair, for allowing to speak and opportunity to speak.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Let vote on this motion. Commissioner Ashit, what is your
Yes.
vote? Okay. Commissioner George Chang,
Yes.
Commissioner Thelma Badillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Jose Rosario,
Yes.
and Commissioner Oscar Leon.
Yes.
Okay, and Sharon Kavita, she is a subcommittee member. She can vote, right?
No, this is still voting by the commission. But I
Okay.
think you still have Commissioner Gandhi.
Yeah, I joined back. Sorry, I dropped my
Yeah, yeah.
connection dropped.
Okay, I'm
so
sorry, I
joined
didn't
back.
see your name. Okay,
Sure.
great. Commissioner Gandhi.
So may I know what is the motion we are trying to pass? Sorry, I missed it because my connection dropped. So
Okay, so the motion is for the CAC to approve the subcommittee to work together to gather a work plan to come back to to come back to the vice mayor about the work plan in working with other stakeholder, the MUSD, the police, like everybody in tandem, like we all work together on this topic.
okay, yeah, my motion is yes.
All right,
Uh,
thank you.
Just to clarify, I also mentioned a timeline that it was not mentioned by you. And I mentioned to try to
Before the December, mid-December.
yes, to have that scheduled for mid-December if possible.
Right. Okay.
And your vote, Chair?
I vote yes. So then, Sharon, do we need to wait for you on the meeting time of the subcommittee, or we just meet whenever we need to?
No, I do need to check on how many can attend and if there's any requirements for publishing.
Okay.
The meeting time, yes. So I will get back to you on that.
Okay, when will you get back to us?
Tomorrow.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Shall we, I'm very sorry about the timing today, but let's decide on the December meeting. So if each of you can give, can share your idea on December meeting, what it looked like, because, like we usually have potluck. Is that gonna happen? Yes or no? Now we know we have to meet in December, right? And this subject definitely going to be on our agenda in December, but I still need to hear from you about the potluck, or whether we're going to have the full 1 hour meeting or we have half an hour meeting like in the past.
I raised my hand, Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
Yeah. My recommendation, my motion is to have the December meeting scheduled virtual without any potluck, and to put in the agenda the basically a one main point that is working towards these national night out or events.
All right, so is that a motion?
Yes.
Any second?
Second.
Thank you. So let's vote on this motion. Commissioner Jose Rosario?
Yes.
Commissioner Ashit?
Yes.
Commissioner Thelma,
Yes.
Commissioner Vissel,
Yes.
and I myself, yes. So then we, the motions carry. So we will wait for Sharon for subcommittee meeting. And then after that, we're gonna bring the our idea to that December meeting. So December meeting agenda, we have one item, which is about the National Night Out.
Sorry, I didn't mention to bring the idea to that. For me,
What plan?
at that point should be just planning or doing the final details if indeed before December 15 was what it was approved.
Madam Chair, are we going to adjourn the meeting so I could move?
Chair, just so you know, Thelma has raised her hand.
You know, on my screen, I don't see that. I apologize. Thelma.
I know, it's all right. It's I just wanted to I concur with Commissioner Leon about the plan about what the motion was. So it's fine. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, when I talk about idea, it's really it's a plan. All of us come together and to share our idea and put together the plan so we can bring to the December meeting about, you know, what we discussed within the subcommittee. Okay, so so we will wait for Sharon. She'll let us know how many members. And then we'll meet. So let's say it's okay for us to meet. Can you let me know what time is good and what day it's good?
Chair, it is my understanding, and I might be wrong, that the three members can meet because you are less than 50% of the CAC. CAC are 7 members. And if you 3 meets, you have no problem. The only question around is the 4th member, the alternate member, if that alternate member can attend or not. But the 3 of you are present right now, so you can probably stay after the meeting and decide when you're going to meet and just put something in your calendar and proceed. You don't actually need to wait for Sharon. Sharon might tell you if you can or cannot include the alternate to that meeting. But the 3 of you has no problem on meeting because a Brown Act I'll give you permission. That's my understanding.
Yeah,
I think you should just schedule it. Yeah. Yeah. I think they can schedule already the 3 people. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to confirm that with the city clerk tomorrow, because I think some other commission might have had subcommittees done. I just want to make sure it's consistent. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
you guys can look at your calendars now.
Right, so we are all in agreement. So Sharon, probably what I would suggest for you is that you can check with city clerk tomorrow, and if you can also, meanwhile, when you notify this group, also share their contact information, because I do know that we have Kavita and the other alternate member is new to the team. So if you can just share everyone's contact information in the email, so that way we can group probably like next day or something, or the following day or something like that, either using various mechanisms like email, text, calls,
WhatsApp,
like that. So
yeah. Also, Commissioner Leon, you were volunteered by Chris Norwood, so we would love your guidance on this. So,
and I'm going to contact Chris. I worked with him for so many years before in my previous hat. So I don't want to be part of this because I will be breaking the Brown Act. And so I just wanted to be sure that the subcommittee works and whatever I can help the school district has, and so there's nothing to do with this. Because I wanted to be sure that we are respecting the Brown Act and the subcommittee.
So Sharon, with that, with the three of us, we can meet anytime. But my understanding that you still want to check with the city clerk to make sure that you know, everything is okay, and you're gonna let us know by
Correct.
tomorrow.
Correct, yes. Because I
Excellent.
want to make sure it's consistent with how every other commission subcommittee meets, you know, in terms
Okay.
of any kind of pollution requirements and things like that, yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
and I'll
like
definitely let you know tomorrow.
yeah, just like Commissioner Vixel just tell you, we need to have email. I need to have Kavita email and Commissioner Gilroy email.
Yes.
Right. I mean, just in case the four of us be able to meet, then you know we have each other email. I think I have Vixel email. Maybe I need your two Vixel. So then, you know, when you check, let us know so we all can share our email, all right? So we
Oh,
can
we're not.
set meeting among ourselves.
Are we not supposed to share here? I put mine. Sorry.
Oh, no. I mean, you know, we supposed to. I mean, if we work together as subcommittee,
Yeah.
but because the Brown Act, you know, we can't really just meet more than the three people. So that's the idea. Yeah. All right. So then we will meet soon. I asked earlier if everything, you know, I assume that if everything is okay, we can meet. Then please give me a timeline. Say like, do you want to meet this week or next week? You know, so that I can save some time out to meet virtually, right? So what day are you looking at, Bissell and Kavita?
So I said if we get to go tomorrow and we have all our contact details shared tomorrow, probably we can sync up on Friday.
You're talking about Friday the 13th?
Oh, wow.
No, not the Friday the 13th, the Friday the 6th.
Oh, you're talking about this Friday, like
Yeah,
2 days
today's
from now.
Wednesday, right? So tomorrow is Thursday, so I'm saying we can meet probably either Friday or Monday.
Okay.
Or over the weekend, means if everyone is open. I mean, it's just everyone's availability. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Kavita?
That works. If it's Friday, I mean, is it going to be an evening? It depends on what time of the day. So I'm open.
Yeah, we can sync up that, right? We all can sync up, right? So.
Right.
Okay.
I'm open. I'm flexible.
Okay, that sounds good. So now it's 8:51. So let's hear a motion to adjourn tonight meeting. And I want to thank every one of you for your patience. I think things happen so quickly. I wish that the school could have come to us earlier with more concrete plan, but we work with what we have, right? I mean, I know it's difficult because everybody have to deal with family holiday. I myself, I don't know how I'm going to deal with it because of the COVID stuff. We have a big, large family, and right now we have to limit the number, and that's not fun. So, so let's do this the right way, and yeah, let me tomorrow. Sharon, let us know, and I have the email of all of you. And then we email out, and then we're going to meet virtually. We're going to set a meeting and things like that. Or we can call in. All right.
So this is Commissioner Ashish. I make the motion to adjourn today's meeting. This is November 4th. So make a motion to adjourn CAC meeting for November 4th.
I appreciate that. Any second?
I second. This is Thelma.
Excellent, Thelma. Thank you so very much. We don't have to vote, right, Sharon?
Yes.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I vote yes. What about you, Jose?
Oh, yes, of course.
George, Oscar,
Yes.
Dewa,
Yes.
Vissel.
Yes.
I'm sure Ashit is a yes.
Yeah, I made the motion, so
Thank you so very much, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And,
guys.
Good night.
Night.
If I don't
Bye-bye.
see you, have a great Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, you
Take
too.
care.
Everyone,
Bye.
same.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good
Take
night.
care. Thank you.
Carita,
Bye-bye.
I'm going to send